This is the Oz report for July 13th, 2024. And let's run through the dashboard real quick because this is rather improvised. We just finished the on-stream show with Angry and Luke talking about the MER. So I didn't have all that much time to prepare for the Oz report. So looking at the dashboard, what the big things that we're seeing this week is gas materials down another 10%. So this has been the story all throughout, right? Gas was taken off the BPCs of faction subcap faction ships, and since then it's been dropping. Now we're at 69% of 52-week average, so already trading 30% below 52-week average, dropping another 10%. This is huge. And this is not going to change until we see a new source of demand for gas entering the game. Right now, it's only capitals. That's just not going to be enough. Abyssal Materials up 10%. This has been on a tear. Last week, same thing, right? And I said the same thing last week. I don't know how much this has to do with this just becoming so cheap that somebody's saying, "Hey, I'm just going to buy it all," and actually build some Triglavian ships. But either way, Abyssal Materials are up. Specifically, if we look at the trending up section, most of this is crystalline isogen. Crystalline isogen 10, the Abyssal Materials up 24%, which is just massive. Plex and Plex adjacent items aren't all that big. We have a little bit of an ease up in Plex pricing, which is good, 1.5%. Plex prices are rather high. Skill extractors up another 1.6%. Another week without without a skill extractor sale. That should be around the corner because prices are currently 25% over 52-week average. That is just massive. Other than that, let's jump over here into the Oz report. And on the trending up section, we see also Stormbringers. Stormbringers up 30%. That is going to change due to the nerf we saw on Friday. So Stormbringer and Thunderchild ratting was on the up because there was essentially an instant respawn of ratting sites in nullsec. CCP quote-unquote fixed this on Friday, which made a lot of people angry that had just switched over to Stormbringer and Thunderchild ratting. Up until that point, those prices were through the roof because it was basically the new elite meta in nullsec for ratting. And so that was to be expected. Expect these prices to come down rather quickly, rather soon. Other than that, we do see a moon material up here, Mercury up 16%, chaotic electrical filaments up 14%, and Megathrons, interestingly, up 12%. So that is interesting. On the trending down list, geckos were trending up very, very sharply last week. If we look at the game client, we can actually see that here. So you can see that it's not that geckos are dropping all that much this week. This is only because last week they were increasing, and I have a feeling that also had to do with that new ratting meta that has now basically been replaced again. On the other hand, as I just said, we are seeing the gas, mycosaurocin, Celadon mycosaurocin, malachite mycosaurocin, and others. Jesus, that was loud. Thank you, Bamke, for writing. We are seeing those drop quite significantly. Overall, Celadon 20% down, Viridian 20% down, Malachite another 17% down, and that was already on a very low level. So this is just continuing the decline, and certainly, as we saw in the MER, this also means that people are just going to rat it or are going to mine it less. Overall, if we look at the things that are in short supply, on one, still we're seeing isogen. So isogen prices are rising again. Isogen prices were dropping for the longest time, especially pre-equinox, because everyone expected the new isogen anomalies to be a big change in the isogen price, adding to the supply. Nowadays, we've realized that in its current state, the isogen anomalies are not going to add enough isogen to fix any of this. So I guess people have given up, and now people have resorted to buying isogen again, and the price is on the rise again, which is certainly not what was intended by CCP in the Equinox expansion. Other than that, Vargers were already on here last time. I mean, Marauders still very popular riding ship in wormholes and null. So in very low surprise, in very low supply, and interestingly enough, you can also see here the Megathorn is not only price wise on the rise, but is also basically gone from the market in JITA. There are currently just around 10 to 15 Megathrons only left in JITA, and that's a ship that trades about 20 a day. So, Megathron shortage confirmed. Let's look at things that are underpriced. Don't be surprised here to see the Gila. No, the Gila is not underpriced. The Gila just dropped a lot in price because we saw that faction ship BPC change away from gas and towards a replacement item that you can buy with LP in the pirate stores. So this is the new normal for the Gila, and that is around 200 million. For 200 million, this is an amazingly efficient ship. So the Gila is definitely going to see an uptick in usage just because it's so useful at this price. And then again, this is the other abyssal material besides crystalline isogen, and that is 0 point condensate. And 0 point condensate didn't have the jump. It continues to be very, very underpriced at 40,000. It seems to have hit a rock bottom here. I do think this is a good investment at this price at 40K. So I would be buying again if I wasn't barred from trading because of my NDA that I signed as part of the CSM. I want to quickly look at hypercores because we've looked at hypercores in the last weeks. Always there was this massive drop in March from the 2-for-1 sale. What we're seeing now is a consistent yet slow uptick in pricing. Still, I am very happy with it. Back in March, I did buy a lot of these because this sale was insane, and it continues to show that these 2-for-1 sales are just very, very good times to jump into an item, even if it's the most hated item in the game, at least for me, and that is hypercores. All right, I think other than that, we're going to just leave it at that this week. Very short Oz report, and we're going to jump into the Swamp Fest, the 5-year anniversary for Kitchen Sinkhole. So I'll see you down in Florida, and we're going to return to the regular stream.